Hi guys, today also we are going to see about the casting of Frank Stone, Everything We Know. Supermassive Games, the creators behind the likes of Until Dawn, The Quarry, and the Dark Pictures Anthology, have announced their plans to team up with Dead by Daylight Studio Behavior Interactive for an all-new single-player horror home called The Casting of Frank Stone. As it turns out, this new story-driven horror will take place in the Dead by Daylight universe and will essentially elevate the mythos of the asymmetrical IP to a whole new degree. Unfortunately, we don't actually know when the IP is due to arrive on its desired platforms. Even still, if you are looking to load up on all the recent developments, then be sure to read on for the full story. Here's everything we can currently tell you about the casting of Frank Stone. What is the casting of Frank Stone? To give you a clearer idea of what the upcoming game is, the casting of Frank Stone is a choice-based single-player horror game set in the same universe as Dead by Daylight. The game, much like the studio's previous works, will revolve around a group of teenagers, locals who just so happen to share an underlying connection with a fake secret that shrouds the history of their hometown. The shadow of Frank Stone looms over Cedar Hills, a town forever altered by his violent past. The game description reads, delve into the mystery of Cedar Hills alongside an original cast of characters bound together on a twisted journey where nothing is quite as it seems. What is the story of this game? At the time of writing, neither Supermassive Games nor Behavior Interactive have shared all that many details on the general premise of the game. That said, we do know that the story will take place in Cedar Hills, a remote town that, prior to the arrival of its protagonist's debut, stood as the staging ground for a series of twisted events, all of which were orchestrated by the infamous figure known as Frank Stone. Going by Supermassive Games' rather short blurb, the story will take place in the present day, a period during which the sadistic events left behind by Frank Stone still pose a bleak shadow over the town of Cedar Hills. The tale will, from the looks of it, pick up with a band of teens, all of whom will have to plunge into the shadows of the former antagonist and learn how to survive the curveballs that follow suit. In the depths of an Oregon steel mill, the gruesome crimes of a sadistic killer spawn horrors beyond comprehension, the blurb reads in part. Delve into the mystery of Cedar Hills alongside an original cast of characters bound together on a twisted journey where nothing is quite as it seems. What does look like this gameplay? Although we can't say for definite what sorts of gameplay features the casting of Frank Stone will adopt, we can say this: the game will feature a whole lot of QTs and critical thinking, aspects that have become something of a joint signature calling card for Supermassive Games since the conception of Until Dawn. And so, to that end, we can definitely expect to see our fair share of crucial choices, moral dilemmas, and of course, life-changing consequences. Every decision you make shapes the story and impacts the fate of the characters within it, explains Supermassive Games. Brimming with emotional gut punches and high-stakes horror, discover how a simple decision can become a truly heart-wrenching dilemma. Development of the casting of Frank Stone. The casting of Frank Stone was officially revealed during the Game Awards, which aired on December 8, 2023. It was said at the time of its reveal that the game would be heading to all current-gen platforms, which of course means Xbox Series XS and PlayStation 5 users will acquire first dibs on the IP come launch day. For those who find comfort in the unknown and glee in the grotesque, Supermassive Games' cinematic storytelling brings new levels of emotion, immersion, and intensity to this darkly rich universe. The developers shared during the Game Awards 2023 experience a never-before-seen look at the wider world of Dead by Daylight, Behavior Interactive's acclaimed multiplayer horror game. Filled with spine-chilling twists, this dark original tale is certain to haunt you long after it's over. Release date, platforms, and editions of this game. The casting of Frank Stone will be shaping up for a release on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC. As for when it'll arrive on these platforms remains a bit of a mystery, though if we had to put our eggs into one basket, then we'd have to say a Q4 2024 debut at the very earliest. As we're still waiting for a few more major updates, we can't really say for certain whether or not there'll be any special editions outside of the standard one. However, if your content was sticking with the one standard edition, then you can go ahead and add that to your wishlist on Steam here. Looking to stay in the loop while Supermassive Games and Behavior Interactive continue to dot the I's and cross the T's? If so, then be sure to check in with the game's official social handle for all the latest updates here. If anything does change ahead of its global launch, we'll be sure to fill you in on all the key details right here on Gaming.